Welcome to Fortress of Faith with Tom Wallace, calling North America to repentance and revival.
Welcome back once again to the Corner of Truth and Courage. You're listening to Fortress of Faith. We're on day number 5 talking about the trends that are killing America. We've been identifying what are the ideologies, what's the poison that has been added to our society. Where's it come from? And it's come from the teachings of Karl Marx. The idea of Marxism, communism, socialism has been breeding in our country. But back in the 60s, when we went into the Cold War with the USSR, there was an effort by the communist movement of America, those in America that thought, hey, you know what? This would be a good way to live. And so they began to develop what was called their 45 goals in order to bring an end to America, to destroy America from within. These things need to be accomplished. I'm not reading all 45 to you there because some deal with things that was going on during the Cold War, the atomic war race, the race for the nuclear bomb and mutual destruction and all that stuff. So the first 12 completely deal with all that. Then intermixed amongst these 45 were some things that were actually by name going on. They're an issue that they had to get stopped or whatever. I'm covering the ones that are still being developed upon. And these are targeting our culture and targeting our values and targeting the way that we live in order to bring about our own destruction so that communism, Marxists, can bring in their solution, their way of life to bring us under. Because that's what the goal is. It isn't just to bring a country under communism. It's to bring the whole world under communism. And we in America are its biggest roadblock. As long as the Constitution reigns in America, communism cannot rule the world. We cannot have a one world dictator yet. Eventually, we have to destroy the Constitution. Once the Constitution is gone, no other nation will be able to stand against this effort to try to bring despotism, an authoritative government over the world. And that's exactly how communism works. It has to make the state God in order for this to work. And so we've gone through 24 of the goals, and we didn't get the time to finish it yesterday. So let's try to get to the end of this today as we finish out this week. Number 25 of the 45 communist goals. Now, if you've missed the earlier broadcast, you can always listen online at fortressoffaith.com, fortressoffaith.com. Go to our webpage, click on the radio tab. We're also on Spotify. You can find our broadcasts there as well. Number 25, break down cultural standards of morality by promoting pornography and obscenity. And has that not been the norm on the TV, in the movies? We are certainly doing that. And it goes hand in hand with number 26, present homosexuality and degeneracy and promiscuity as normal, natural, and healthy. Build on the pornography, build on the obscenity, take away people being upset about cursing and bad language and make them become more familiar with living in the gutter when it comes to how we speak. Then let's promote the complete opposite of God's standard for sexuality. Make it okay between man and a man. And they've gone even further in our country. This was not even on the communist goals to bring marriage into this. They've succeeded so well that they've even attacked the institution of marriage when it comes to the homosexuality, men marrying women, and men and women marrying women, and so on there. So present homosexuality and degeneracy and promiscuity as normal, natural, and healthy. Now, do they really want that in their country? No, but they want it here. Why? Because they know it destroys community. Number 27, the 27th goal, infiltrate the churches and replace revealed religion with social religion. Now, notice, they didn't say do away with religion. They didn't say let's burn all the churches. Let's get rid of all the Bibles. Let's bring an end to religion. in America. No, infiltrate it and replace. Replace it from what's been revealed, what God said, thus saith the Lord. That's what's been revealed. Let's remove that, but replace it with social religion. Let's not tell people what they are. Let's tell them what they could be. Let's not preach judgment. Let's give them chicken soup for the soul. Let's make them feel better. You don't want them to come to church and feel bad. No, let's make them feeling good about themselves. So we're going to replace God's religion with social religion. Do you think, can we tick that box that has been achieved? Yep, I think we can. Number 28, eliminate prayer and any phase of religious expression in the schools. Let's say that the schools belong to the state and that this is a separation of church and state issue. So we're going to take God out of our schools where our kids are being educated. Let's not educate them. Let's indoctrinate them. That's what's been happening in our schools. Our schools are no longer institutions of education. They have been for a long, long time now, institutions of indoctrination. That was number 28. Number 29, goal number 29, discredit the American Constitution by calling, now they're going after the real thing here. We don't have a king here in our country. We have a document that rules. It's the Constitution. Discredit it. Discredit the American Constitution by calling it inadequate, old-fashioned, out of step with the modern needs. So the effort to call the Constitution a living document is exactly giving into the rules of the communists, of their goals. Number 30, discredit the American founding fathers. Present them as selfish aristocrats. And they have succeeded on that one too. So let's tick the box there. Because now in America, if you go to our schools, we're going to teach you that all the founding fathers were slave owners and only lived for themselves and lived for their own credit and not for the good of mankind. 31, belittle all forms of American culture and discourage the teaching of American history. Let's cut them off from their roots. Take away their knowledge of the past. And it doesn't take long to see that has been achieved. You see a little videos being done of people in our country being asked very simple questions about history or geography. The dumbing down of American kids has been very successful there. Discredit the Constitution, discredit the American founders, don't teach our history. Number 32, support any socialist movement to give centralized control over any part of the culture, education, social agencies, welfare programs. So they're going to demean what was good and promote what is bad. Number 35, discredit and eventually dismantle the FBI. Now, at the time, perhaps in the early days, it was a formidable good for our country. I think that they have changed this goal, and they've succeeded by dismantling it, by corrupting it. Instead of discrediting it, they have corrupted it. And I do worry about our FBI. I really do. I wonder how corrupt it is. Seems like people in government freely commit crimes and nothing happens to them. And those who are actually trying to do good in our government are being criminalized by the FBI. Number 36, infiltrate and gain control of more unions. This is exactly how Marx worked in his day. They would take over institutions. Once they get their foot in the door, they would discredit and lie about those who were leading it so that they could take charge of it. And then they would run it, trying to bring revolt. And that's the goal. The whole goal here is to bring revolt, bring unhappiness, and to bring more awareness, which is where you're going to learn the word woke is going to come from. When we get into that a little later on, when we talk about the woke movement, infiltrate and gain more control of the unions, the working man, because they never get paid enough, do they? Number 38, transfer some of the powers of arrest from the police to social agencies. Now, I'm not sure if they've actually succeeded in this effort. I don't see this one being accomplished yet, but we did see it in Germany. We did see it in Russia and some of their movements. I don't think that we have yet lost this one yet, but just about everything else that we've talked about and the ones that I've not named, we have lost all of these battles. Treat all behavioral problems as psychiatric disorders, which no one but psychiatrists can understand. Now, this part of 38, yes, we have lost this one here. We have to tick their box to saying they've succeeded on that one there, because that's true. They made everything a psychiatric issue there. Instead of right and wrong, we're just going to call it a mental issue. Number 39, dominate the psychiatric profession and use mental health laws as a means of gaining control. Yep, certainly tick that box. Number 40, discredit the family as an institution. Encourage promiscuity and easy divorce. Now, folks, this is probably the most dangerous of our destruction, the destruction of our family. Oh, how they have succeeded there. Number 41, emphasize the need to raise children away from the negative influence of parents. Parents are the problem, and the state is the solution. Remember Hillary Clinton? It takes more than a village to raise a child. Number 42, create the impression that violent insurrection are legitimate aspects of the American tradition. You came into becoming a nation by violent revolution. It's needed again today, an easy pull for them to get more of a revolt to happen in our nation. Well, we've covered of the 45, the ones that I believe that are essential to us that we need to be on the lookout for. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2, let me remind you, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. But realize this, the front part of that verse is when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. There's still hope for America. But it means we have to do our part to take a stand, to do what's right. And that is first repenting, and then God will return us back to blessing. That's it for today and the week. Join us again next week at the Corner of Truth and Courage. God bless you.
We want to thank you for tuning in to our radio program today. We believe that our programming brings strength and courage to the saints across North America. I'd like to talk to you about the impact of a $10 monthly donation. Did you know that just $10 a month can help us reach even more people with our message of strength and courage? Your donation allows us to continue producing high-quality programming, reaching out to new audiences, and sharing truth of God's Word with those who need it most. But it's not just about the numbers. Your donation also helps us to bring comfort to those who are going through difficult times, to inspire those who are struggling with their faith, and to connect people with a community of believers who can offer support and encouragement. Giving $10 each month is what we call the Army of 10. An army donating just $10 a month. It is easy to set up a recurring donation from your bank card. You can set up a recurring gift yourself safely and securely online at our website, fortressoffaith.com, and click the donate button. Or you could simply give us a call to set it up for you. The number to call is 800-616-0082. Again, that number is 800-616-0082. Please call now to become a member of the Army of 10. The number to call is 800-616-0082. Thank you.